everyone, and welcome to Etcetera with the Woodards. I'm your host for the evening, Craig Woodard Sr., and joining me is my co-host, my cousin, Deontay Cooley. D, thanks for joining me tonight, man.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you having me. Appreciate you know what I mean, keeping
Yeah,
us updated, keeping it going. We're gonna keep going. So yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
this is going to be good, man. This is going to be real good. It is episode 33, and we are at day 77 with searching for justice for Cello. And if you haven't heard yet, I don't want to recap everything, but obviously, in Erie, Pennsylvania, 77 days ago, Marcello Woodard was shot by his parole agent, and we're still seeking justice. We're still seeking answers, and we don't have that just yet. Okay, and we've been going to a number of Erie City Council meetings, Erie County Council meetings. We've had protests. We've drafted press releases. We've done a ton, sending out emails, reaching out to the governor, the mayor, you name it. We have done it, and we are going to continue to put pressure on the neck until we get justice for Cello. D, talking about last night, man, the city council last night. The crowd is dimmed down a little bit, but I'm telling you, I said this before, the words that are coming out of these meetings are very impactful. And every once in a while, we'll get somebody that's not new to the crew, but new to possibly speaking and sharing, some of their words. And I gotta tell you, man, I'm jealous of you because you were live last night, and I'm down here in Tampa, but I got to watch it. But I would have rather had a front row seat like you did to watch this young lady, 16-year-old Deanna Chatfield. She is a student at Erie High. She is in the marching band. She plays soccer. She is a wrestler. She participates in track and field. She is also taking classes at community college, and she's going to graduate with a 2-year degree when she's done. She is incredible. She went up and said some marvelous words as a 16-year-old. And Deontay, I know you told me that she had you in tears. She shook you a bit.
Man.
Tell me about this, man.
Listen,
and we want to watch the video in a little bit here too.
It was interesting. So like, because what's crazy is, so we were sitting down, and they call anybody come to speak, anybody want to speak. So, as they call if anybody want to speak, nobody really moving. So I'm like, I was about to move, and somebody hopped up, so the one person goes, there's a couple people walked in the room. So then after the first person goes, I think Shamir went up.
Mm-hmm.
So Shamir went up, and she said a few things, and she was like talking about how the police treated her sister and the arrest, and the mugshot and all of that. So then you heard that, and then after that, she came and sat down, and this Shamel went up. So it's like everybody going, one by one, at this point, So Shamel go up there, and she go up there gracefully, and she tell him I ain't mad at nobody up here, and she explained what took place with her. She identified what took place with the police, and then I believe Michelle went up. I'm not sure, but then when a young lady went up there, man.
Yes.
What's her name was again? Because I want to call her by her name.
Yes, Deanna Chatfield.
Deanna. So when she went up there, bro, listen, mind you, only time I take my hat off in there is for the Pledge of Allegiance in the moment of silence.
Yep.
The young lady Deanna goes up there. As soon as she went up there and I heard her say, I'm like, because she was standing up. And at first I thought she was just standing up to let them go through because she wasn't standing in line to where they had a podium.
Mm-hmm.
So then when she goes up there and she said her name, I instantly, boom, I take my hat off. Like, I'm about to give this young lady all the respect because the way she presented herself and carried herself when she went up there.
Yeah.
Like, so then when she starts speaking, I'm like,
man,
I'm looking around because I like who sent her, where she come from.
Absolutely.
She was talking like she wrote it. Like you thought she was reading. She wasn't afraid to say what she said, but she mentioned the things that she was afraid of.
Yep.
And I'm listening like, yo, like, is y'all listening to this young lady?
16 years old.
Went in. You said 16?
16 years old.
16 years old, man. She went in and she was in like I teared up a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. And then as she was going,
Yeah.
she she running out of time. Like I'm watching them to see like is they gonna cut her off, or is they gonna let her keep going? Because
Hmm.
me personally, I would have had a problem if they would have been like, your time is up.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be quiet. Like, yeah, I was, I sat in that chair and as she talking, I'm just like, because I'm still trying to, yeah, me,
Yeah.
and they're like, and she going in. I'm like, damn,
Yes.
who wrote this? Where was she practicing it? And then found out later on, Dion, I'm gonna keep calling her by her name.
Yeah.
They said she was at the protest and she grabbed it, and she was out there doing her thing. But man, she shook the room. And every single time we go to these meetings, there's always a pivotal moment to where somebody says something. It's just like,
Yep.
yo, but when she gave her speech, Craig, like I don't know if like the timer, if they just let her go for 10 minutes. I didn't go back and check the time,
Right.
how long she went, but she was going, and it just seemed like it was a very long time. And it
Yep.
was a young lady, just pain and passion and intellect and courage
Oh
and
man.
wisdom and
Man.
I don't know, whatever adjective you want to use. That young lady came up there, and now like I see what it's like being able to watch somebody go up there and stand for something.
Yep.
You said 16?
16 years old.
Up there and did. She went up there and did something that a lot of adults wouldn't do or even know how to do. So like, again, kudos to Deanna.
Yeah.
Hats off to Deanna.
Yeah.
He went up there and like, man, we didn't let her run for city council. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen. 16 years old. I want to get this message out here for Deanna Chatfield because she put herself on the line to speak for justice for Cello. Y'all protect this young woman. Protect this young lady. She's in high school. Protect her. Her mom, Alicia, was just gracious enough to give me some information, and we had a nice exchange today. And she's awfully proud of her daughter, and I am extremely proud of her going in front of Erie City Council and conducting herself the way that she did. Man, we talk about city council. I mean, she could run for mayor, she could run for governor because she's 16 and she's only gonna get better. I mean, cuz you were front and center on that, and I'm jealous of you. I had to watch it on video, but I got to get the replay. I hit the replay, but she was, man, lights out, incredible, man.
Yeah, man. She definitely did her thing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like I said, man, I was so impressed to hear what she. I want to hear what she got to say now. Like the
Yeah.
way she was coming, like I want to know like how she really feels. Where did that energy come from? What has she seen in her lifetime? What would she like to see as she turns into an adult from a young adult?
Yep.
Because man, she was in there talking like she knew better. Like she
Mm-hmm.
was in there talking like, and this is like, if they would have been like, well, what do you think we should do? She struck me as the type of person like, well, first off, we need to
Yes.
start with the water, and then we
Yes.
need to start with the land, and then we need to start with the
Yes.
people. Like she had a full. You can't tell me Dion ain't got no foolproof plan.
No, well, listen. This is Alicia's watching us right now. She's saying that's my baby in the comments. Yes, that is your baby. That is also the 814's baby as well. We done all adopted her because she is us and us is her, and that's how we roll. Hey, listen, Alicia, if you would give us the permission and the pleasure, let's have her on. Let's have Deanna on as a guest Sunday night on episode 34 of Etcetera with the Wooders with me and Deontay. If we can make that happen and she can sit in the comforts of her own home and get on and do this podcast and kind of continue to speak her mind like she did last night, we would love to have her as a guest. And D, if you would be so kind, let's share our screen here. I want people that have not heard what she had to say. I want to play the clip of her entire speech. And before we do that, after the city council last night, we had a protest last night, and at the protest, she was interviewed by Erie News Now reporter Philip Ward, and I just checked. Within 24 hours, there's more than 60,000 views of her interview.
That's what's up. She deserves
60,000
all of
views.
that.
Incredible, man. I'm deeply touched. I know you are as well. Let's let everybody listen to what Deanna Chatfield had to say.
Hello, my name is Deanna Chatfield. If you don't know me, I am a student at Collegiate Academy and I am very involved in this community. What I came up to talk about is probably something you've heard a lot about, is justice for cello. I know you guys have heard it a lot, but it's true. As a young member of your African American youth community, I hope that you can hear me loud and proud, because that's what I came here to do. I'm not one to speak out loud, I'm not one to speak my mind, but I came here tonight to do this. We are told that the police are supposed to serve and protect us, but how are we supposed to believe that when Marcello Woodard was killed? No justice, no peace. He was killed. What happened to the officer? He got let go, paid leave. Now let's just say that if it was a black person, they would be arrested and they'd be sitting in a jail cell right now, rotting away. If I'm supposed to feel safe, a youth of your community, if I'm supposed to feel safe under this department, under Erie County's police department, and I find out that something happened like that, I don't feel safe. Coming from a member of your youth, I hope you can find it in your heart to dig down and hear me out. It shouldn't take 77 days to get justice for Marcello Woodard. It shouldn't take that long. His family shouldn't have to sit there and cry in front of you for you to find it in your heart to reach out to somebody, to reach out and get some answers. It shouldn't take this long. Everybody in this community wants change, and every one of you guys have probably said that I'm going to bring change to this community. But where's the change? I'm supposed to feel safe when I walk the streets. Day, morning, afternoon, night, no matter what time it is, I'm supposed to feel safe. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe walking home from school. I don't feel safe walking to school, because I know that if it came to it, if I, putting myself in that position, if I got shot by an officer, what would happen? Would my case end up like Marcello Woodard? Would anybody care? It's the things that you guys say. You guys have to take accountability. You said you were going to do change. You said you wanted change. You said that if we elected you, you would sit here and you would prove change. And I don't see any change. I don't see any change for our youth. I don't see any change for even the adults in the community. And this is coming from someone who's very active. I do sports. I do ROTC. I have over 100 volunteer hours. I'm always in the community. I've gone to, I don't even know how many Justice for Cello protests. I shouldn't have to feel scared as a youth of your community to walk the streets because of something I seen, because something that you guys couldn't take care of. It's disappointing. And I want you guys to know that. You guys are letting down not only Marcello Woodard's family, but you're letting down the rest of our community, the rest of the African American community. Because we all know that if it was a black on white crime, the black man would immediately be in jail, rotted in a cell. It would no ifs, ands, or buts. And I know you guys have probably not even watched that video, because I know you can't take the gut-wrenching feeling you get when you watch it. And believe me, I've watched it. It's gut-wrenching. It's horrible. I mean, who could do that to another human? Not me. Not any of these people in this courtroom right now standing for Marcello Woodard trying to get justice. Now listen, I understand you've heard this 1,000 times. Justice for cello, but it's the truth. We need justice. Like I said, how is the young African American youth community supposed to feel safe when this is going on? I'm just asking you to find it in your hearts to take care of this. It shouldn't take 77 days. You guys said you want change. The community is not going to change if they don't see you don't change, because change starts with you. If you don't start the change, it's never going to happen. And it's the truth. I'm changing. I'm trying to help my community. I'm trying to promote better things for my community. But it can't just be me working. It has to be everybody in this community. And it starts with the leaders. It starts with the leaders of this community. Because like I said, if all of you guys, if you don't start the change now, it's never going to come. And it's going to keep waiting, and it's going to keep waiting, and our community is going to get worse and worse as it goes on. I'm just saying, please, do something for this community. If it's anything, if you're listening to anything I say right now, I'm saying take care of this. Because right now, you're showing our community that you don't care about us. Because that black man died. He's dead. He will never be able to go back home to his kids. I just would like you to think and sit on that and think about that. And I hope that the next city council meeting, I can see change as a youth of your community. Because remember, and I want this to stick with you, because it's the truth, but if you don't make that initiative to start change, it will never happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Deontay.
I'm coming back. Hold on. Good evening. My name is Deontay Cooley, lifelong Erie resident. Kudos to the young lady who just came up here and spoke. I've heard her speak more than anybody sitting up here at council, which is said is the things that I've been thinking and seeing my entire life, being here, living in the city of Erie. I understand that PA laws don't permit us to ask, to request for anybody to step down. But when you hear a young person speak like that, and then for me as an adult man to come in here,
incredible video. And while Deontay comes back on, man, we're going to try to cue up his video as well. How touching were her words? Unbelievable words. I just
and then people, like, I'm not, our council as a whole is still on our president. I'm not even sure why our president still was able to remain on council. I did some homework, some research to see at a point when quit, it was a 3-3 split. And I'm not even sure if this is how the seating is lined up, but as you know, I'm doing more research.
All right, D's trying to come back. We're having some technical difficulties getting him back on here. He was sharing his screen, but let me just make some comments while we get this all figured out. I'm extremely proud of Deanna Chatfield. I'm extremely proud of her. I can't believe what she brings to the table. It's just incredible, and it just floors me to hear the great things that she had to say. Here's D. We got him back here.
You gotta close the other one. My computer went crazy on me.
Did it? That's all good. Let me see if I can get out of this one here. Remove this one. There we go. Yeah, man. So I'm extremely proud, Deontay. I know you're just ecstatic with what she had to say, her efforts, her words. It's basically change is what she's talking about. And wow.
She came in there cooking. Cause like when I heard everything she had to say, I'm like, that had me fired up, man. I know that made them nervous when she got to talking like that. I'm like, whoa, like, that's what I said. Like, where did she come from?
Yep. And just breaking down some of the things she talked about early in the conversation. She spoke about being scared to walk the streets of Erie, and you shouldn't be scared to walk the streets of Erie. Marcello was murdered at 10 o'clock at night by somebody that's supposed to be on the right side of the law, somebody that you wouldn't imagine would take your life. And it happened in the summertime, and here we are. And I misspoke earlier, and Deanna done corrected me because of what she said last night. I said at the beginning of the show, this is day 77. It's day 78 today.
Right.
Day 77 was yesterday. It's day 78. 78 days ago, we've been dealing with this, man. And we have a 16-year-old who attends Erie High that's afraid to walk the streets of Erie. I grew up in Erie. We were never afraid to walk the streets of Erie. What is going on? Like, there's been so much death and destruction, and um, the certain communities in Erie that everyone knew everyone. Like, I remember if I'm 2 blocks away, Miss Johnson sees me doing something outside, I'm getting a whooping by Miss Johnson. And when I get home and she's telling my grandparents and my parents, then I get another one when I get home. Like, what happened to that? Now, I
That's
know it's a
so true.
different time, man, but man, a 16-year-old Deontay is afraid to walk the streets of Erie.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. Honestly, but like, what's crazy though is
Yeah.
she had the courage to come and say that,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
like the most respectful thing that I can say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, because a lot of people are like, and I'm gonna try to get back on from my computer because I ain't about to hold this phone. But a lot of people don't have the, you know what I mean? A lot of people like, I couldn't have did that, or, I don't have the courage to go up there, or people even like, I appreciate all that y'all doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, put me back on there from the laptop, guys.
Let me see. How do I do that? There you go.
Yeah.
All right, y'all about to see us in action. Boom. One right there.
So
One
yeah,
right there.
um,
One right there. Look at that.
yeah, a lot of people say that they won't do that, or they ain't got the courage to do that. So like, for her to even go up there and say that she was afraid is like, that said a lot for me, man. A lot to me. I didn't know where she came from, cause like when she came up there, I'm like, I seen her standing there, and I'm like, I love when I see young people speak up there, because I remember when Savannah had came up there and she spoke, I'm like, yo, she did her thing, but man, I'm just trying to get all my equipment back in gear, but yeah, man, that was
Incredible.
yeah,
Simply
say the
incredible.
least. Say the least.
Yeah.
Say the least. It was incredible. And I guess again, kudos to her mom. You know what I mean? Kudos to Deanna for coming up there, for having the courage.
Yeah.
I see she was in the comment section saying she'll come on the show. That's
Yes.
bold of her. And like, it get to the point now, like when you see something like that, it's like, yeah, this is a community thing. Like, this isn't. And since we've been saying from the door, like, justice for Cello does not just mean arrest somebody. Like, people want to see change. So it's like, people are like, oh, why y'all going at this person, or why y'all going at that person? It's not personal to anybody who we, who we
Right.
talking to, or who we asking for help, or who we asking for, for advocacy. It's more or less like, everybody has a role, everybody has a job, everybody can do something. So, and I'm glad that she came and she spoke up. I'm glad that Shamel came and she spoke up again. I'm glad that Shamir came and spoke up. Glad that Malcolm came and spoke up. I want to try to share my screen again, but I don't want to, because I don't think like what a lot of people notice.
Yeah.
Jared.
Yes.
Tashesky.
Yes.
I never know if I'm saying his name right or the last name right or not. But so he comes in there and he's asking questions, and he's asking the questions to the right official who he knows can answer them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then even when he quoted the Sunshine Act, I'm like, yeah, he know what he's talking about. He goes in those meetings and he asks questions and he pauses because he understands the way the meeting work is what I'm learning. And he also understands Robert's Rules of Order, to where he knows who to address and how to address them. You know what I mean? So that right there, like, I love when he come in, but again, I don't want to make the thing go crazy again. But
that's okay. Let me roll. I love Jared, man. I love that he's rolling with us. He brings a great dynamic to what we all are doing, and those questions that he was able to ask, and ask the right person to get either an answer or a non-answer, which is an answer. That was brilliant.
And then as you peep, like, at first they was answering him, He got
Yes.
the answers until they realized, oh wow,
Yep.
we
He's on
slipped
his
up.
stuff. Yes.
Yeah, we slipped up because he got an answer. I don't remember exactly what the answer was that he received, but
Yes.
when he got an answer, it was like, oh, that was the wrong answer. You shouldn't have said that.
Right.
And
And what
as he
it
continued to
was,
ask more questions, it was like,
wasn't it about the feedback from was it the
yeah, the
letter
governor. I
to the
mean, yeah, the
governor, right?
governor
Yep.
asked about
Yep.
the governor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. And then he asked, did you ever go talk to the DA like you said you would? And he said, I
Yes.
did. And then he was
Yes.
like, well, what did you say?
Yes.
And he said, I talked to a county council person. And he like, nah,
Hmm.
what did you say?
Right.
So we can't get no clarity on that matter. Yeah, he said, so we can't get no clarity on that.
Yeah. And we got some crickets after that.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, Jared know his stuff. You know what I mean? He came in there and he asked the questions he asked, like Jared be coming in right on point, and it'd be
Yep.
like when he start talking, everybody be like, hold on.
What's he? Okay, let me
He be
listen.
coming there with some one line. I remember one time he came to the county council meeting like, you can do boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
The code says and you guys aren't doing it, and
Yeah.
that's not good enough. And he'd walk off. Then one day he came
Absolutely.
in there, dropped the gym, then he did a push up.
He
You know
did
what I
it
mean?
for
He got up
sure.
out of there like, so yeah, man,
Jared's that different kind that you don't want to see coming. You know what I mean?
right.
He brought it, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, so just for the record, on Sunday night, Alicia was so kind to ask Deanna for us, and Deanna accepted our invitation on episode 34, Sunday night at 8:15. We're gonna be on here. We're gonna bring on Deanna. I know you guys loved her speech. I'm glad we were able to play that in its entirety, and we're gonna talk to this young lady and let her get some more things off of her mind and just really commend her. And Deontay, I think for her right now, that feeling not only of the nervousness and the butterflies going up in front of city council and the community and saying what she needed to say, it's like pulling the band-aid off for her right now, because she's going to be back and she's not going to feel nervous. She's going to be comfortable. She's going to be prepared. And this podcast on Sunday night is going to get her extra prepared for the next one. And she will probably speak every single time, because that is somebody that we need to hear from. How does it affect the youth?
Listen,
She's telling us, right?
she need to tell her friends to come follow up.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
even if her friends is like, yeah, we want to get the love and the social
Yes.
media love from the adults, and we all say like we need to pour into the youth,
Yep.
and like she came to us, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
she came in there like it wasn't like, oh, this is an organization we pulling people, like, so she noticing. So at this point, for anybody who work with young people, and I know I believe she was in Mr. T's program, but like send them out, man, like, and let
Yeah.
them come speak at these meetings too, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot more young people who can speak like that,
Yeah.
or at least express those same sentiments and those same concerns, and they have every right to be speaking. And that
Absolutely.
young lady also needs to be at those Erie school board meetings speaking, because
Yeah.
what she has to say matter. I see they just started a new student school board council, but I would strongly suggest that she tell her friends and her cousins, or whatever the case may be, anybody who's seen that, because believe you me, that thing is going to go viral. Her
Yes.
speech is going to go viral, and people are going to be trying to figure out who that is. Your mom inbox will be going crazy, like,
Yep.
because like that. Yeah, so yeah, again, man, kudos to Deanna, man. We appreciate
Yeah.
you coming to speak up. Like, you have my big grown strong self up there crying. I'm sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I haven't took my hat off and listened
Wipe
to
it
you
down.
talk. You're like, yeah, man. So yeah,
That's
she is in
what's up.
Mr. T. So Mr. T, he
Yeah.
definitely like he been preaching the kids into the youth, and they need to do their civic duties and do their thing. So yeah, Mr. T, man, thank you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For being an impact in that young lady's life. She definitely came represented for her family, herself, career and dreams.
Yep.
Justice Pacello, whoever else she was repping for, man.
Yep.
She came down there and she let them, like, man,
It was
I
brilliant.
want her to stop. Like, I'm like, yo, when the buzzer went off on her,
Yeah.
I think everybody was like, y'all better not.
You don't do it.
Y'all better not. Like, you know what I
Don't.
mean? Like, she was in
Don't
there
do
like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, and it start with y'all. Like, and at that point, it was just like, raw innocence from a young person
Yep.
who, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is really what I'm seeing, and we couldn't. None of us can get a perspective that she gave, and she wasn't coached for that. So
Listen, hats off to her, no doubt about it. You told me um, a few shows ago that you sit back until you're moved, and then you go up and say what you're gonna say because now you got it. And you're like me a lot. I've never written down a speech in my life, man. You know, we talk from the heart. That's what we do. And you went up right after her, and she moved you. We heard a little bit of some of the audio that you played with your speech, but um, bring me in a little bit. Bring everybody in. Let's talk about what your message was, how you were moved, and how you delivered it yesterday.
so like I said, like when I first got in there, the crowd usually was growing, but they'll ask any public comments. They'll ask 3 times, and if nobody gets up, they'll move past that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when they asked it like twice. So I went to get up because I didn't want anybody to miss the moment. But I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really feel moved to speak. Like, I can always go up there and say something, but I'm sitting there, and then one person went up, and then after I was about to go, Shamir came up. So then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like, and I already said I think it was a lot. Like, when I see them, because they usually come sit by me. I don't know if
Yeah.
but they came and they sat behind me. So I'm like, okay, boom, like, I be feeling, it occurs. But so they went, and then when I heard the young lady, like, because if they would have cut her off, I was ready to go up there and see if I can give her my time or try to
Yeah.
sit next to her and allow her to speak. Like, I was already felt like I have to follow that up, um, because like I said, like how I started my statement, like, she said more in front of them than they said to us.
Yeah.
Period. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And, like, so I just felt like it was one of those moments to where, and somebody was like, that was real, like, spiritual, like how you just kind of, like, it was like a protection type of thing of her to follow her up after she went up there and was
Yeah.
able to be vulnerable. But yeah, I definitely felt moved to be like, yo, I got to come up here and make sure that I represent for this young lady because she had plenty more to say,
Mm-hmm.
and they wasn't gonna let her stay up there too much longer. So I was glad. I will say, I appreciate the city council for allowing her to go until she ran out of breath. I
Yeah.
will say that. If giving any kudos to them, I know Malcolm saying we ain't giving them no kudos, but I'm giving kudos for at least that.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about your message to City Council last night.
Yeah, man. So interestingly enough, like, I never really do no, like, homework or research because I've been following enough to understand what's going on.
Right.
But so I'm like, I want to go in there and legitimately, like, ask Mel to step down, but I know he probably too prideful to do so, and there wouldn't be a way for us to go about doing it unless we float a petition or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So I get on, do some research. In Pennsylvania, you can't do that. You know what I mean? It's deemed unconstitutional in Pennsylvania. Only way it could happen is if he decided to step down.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about that. Like, do people do that? Somebody just did.
Mm-hmm.
It's Alan just did. So, I type in her name, boom, boom. And then I see why she stepped down. And some issues. Chuck was announced president. She didn't want no parts of it. They had a little video clip. Like, she just did it in the meeting, like, first meeting of the year. Like, hey, I'm done. Like, I'm sick of it.
Wow.
I don't want to smoke. So
Mm-hmm.
then I looked into it a little bit more, and I'm like, this is where this reappointment thing came in.
Right.
So now I'm looking and reading articles and seeing, and I see somebody named in the article as far as, like, the person, one of the people who was supposed to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
I see Susanna Faulkner, a friend of mine.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Hey, Susanna, you got a minute? Shoot her a text message. She didn't respond in time, so now I'm looking, boom, boom, researching. I just, like, let me go through the minutes. Who's voting yes, who's voting no?
Right.
So I see Ed Brzezinski, Mo Troop, Kathy Shaw voted yes for for Mel.
Uh-huh.
Jasmine Flores, Chuck Nelson, Tyler Titus voted no. They didn't want him to come. So it was a deadlock. And they play games like that down there to try to, put it on the 7th person, but the 7th person being Mel Witherspoon, he
Right.
couldn't vote for himself.
Right.
So we're going to have a special election. They hosted the thing, had 20 people. Out of those 20 people, they had 12 candidates. Okay, boom, we'll interview these candidates and we'll pick somebody appointed. I didn't think it was a good idea. Ed Brzezinski had presented a while back. Well, hey, let's just let Mel stay on. Nobody wants to do it. She had 2 years left. We'll just let him ride those 2 years out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what they said was, well, he can't run because he can't do it because he just did 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Did his term. So they say, okay, well, we'll give him 2 days of break. So then that way it's a break and stay. So it's not more than 12 consecutive years.
Gotcha.
So he take 2 days off, come back on, they appoint him. But the thing is, when he got appointed, a lot of us in the city didn't know everything that we know today. And when I tell you that room was packed, like how I said at the one meeting, the room was packed. People on the news, Mel deserves that. Mel's been here doing XYZ for so long. Give him that. Y'all shouldn't. And we just played the quote unquote black card in the community. We played the whole community leader card, and we didn't see the wool being pulled.
Right.
I didn't go down there, but I seen it. This was a big deal. They made a big deal out of it.
Okay.
And there was people attacking that. Even the article that I shared the other day, at first when I seen the article, I'm not going to lie. I had the same ignorant thinking that we all have. Like, yo, why are they doing that to Mel?
Right.
Our guy. This is what I'm thinking, like how everybody thinks. Like, it's just Mel Witherspoon. He's been in Erie so long. But, as I read it more, I see, okay, boom. Then I start connecting the dots. Okay. Remember when the hot mic situation, his daughter reached out to me and said his friend Ed was playing with him and said, you should stay on after your term is up and help me because Ed Brzezinski has 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, hold on. So these dudes, and I told you what I said to her, like they shouldn't be up there playing. And then I find out they've been playing and they've been playing with people who, like, I guess they didn't have enough fight or enough voice to fight. But then I even found out like what they did was illegal to where, like, I don't know if anybody can, but some of whoever those 12 candidates were, they can sue the city because the mayor appointed somebody illegally. They messed with the election, took the 2 days and break. The solicitor all got involved. So like, so learning that, I'm like, okay, we got some corruption going on in here. So then again, reading through the minutes, reading through the notes, Mo Troop, he either doesn't vote. He either says no or he gives an affirmative vote, which is a silent yes. He don't want to say it, but he's saying it. And typically it's along the sides of Mel, Ed Brzezinski, and now they got, I don't know really Kathy Shaw too much to really throw her in the mix of anything, but it seems as though she's the lady of the old boys club. So, I observed all of this, got all of this information. I'm researching all of this, just, being my nosy self.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you can see the minutes. The minutes is all public information. So now I'm seeing, why I'm getting these phone calls from certain people, Bishop Brock and those guys in the community, because when you go through the minutes, you see who's been getting what and who's been voting yes and who's been voting no.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when Malcolm came up there, he was talking about the zoo and he was talking about the golf course. Like Ed Brzezinski, he oversees, like, every city council person sits over the boards and authorities that oversee the city. And then they like are subcommittees too. So you can legitimately look and see who's supposed to be arguing and advocating for what and who has the most interest. So I'm like, okay, now I'm seeing all of this, and y'all want to use the rules against us. We can't say names. Like, it was perfect for the young lady to be there because Ed Brzezinski is a former teacher. Mo Troop works at the schools now.
Right.
Got a young lady who's coming in here who, you all feel like say that you work for kids and all of that. This is somebody from your demographic, your population of work or passion or love coming in here and telling you what you need to be doing. And it's like, okay, that was there. And then, when you think about the appointment, you got the mayor who made the appointment. He just sitting there like he had a look on his, I don't want to, you know what I mean? I'm not going to imitate the man because I'm not going to get into that. But he had a look on his face as if he was just like, man, what's going on? So you had that going on. You know what I mean? So then as I broke down the whole, you see how they sitting. You got Mel Witherspoon, who's the president, Ed Brzezinski, Mo Troop, and Kathy Sharp. That's the way the votes go. So when I said that, and I wish they switched the cameras, you could see the other 3 light up like, aha, somebody's noticing, because I'm like, you two been doing this mess for the longest. And you hopped on board with them, and it seems as though you about to be on the board with the 3 of them so they can get the 4-vote swing. Because no matter who sits in the seat, you still need 4 votes to win something.
Correct.
So the 4 people who always swaying it is those 4. So then you got Chuck, Tyler, and Jasmine, who, and that's why I'm like, and I don't care, like y'all hitting the crossfire because y'all in here. So ain't no, ain't no apologies for none of y'all, ain't no picks for none of y'all either, because why hasn't anybody casted a vote to say we don't want him to be our president no more?
Yeah, that's deep. And how you ended your speech with that, asking him to step down. Um, I got to give you a lot of props, man. You say what's on your mind. You say the truth. You're fully transparent. You go against the status quo, regardless of what people want, whatever is the popular thing to say. You say what's on your mind, what's on your heart, and I give you the utmost respect for that, cuz. I really do. That is why people love you. That is why people follow you. That is why your leadership skills are immense, and people see that. Through this process, this 78 days, you've been a true community leader. Um, so much so, I believe we can announce, if you want me to, that the
No, no, no,
nah,
no,
nah,
no,
we,
no,
we
no.
got something special to hold
We
on
gotta,
to,
because
brother.
I still got some work to do for that, man. So yeah, we gonna wait on that. I want to make sure that I get all my ducks lined up before we make any announcements. Got to make sure everything is cool. But
I
I
almost did.
definitely appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man.
Cause like it's just like so, and I was just with Shamir Shamel, and it's like if we at this point when you look at it, like how big it was to what it's turning into, like how we just been like, man, this is enough. We don't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
It wouldn't really be too much justice for cello screaming going on for bro. Like, when I say that, I mean in a public site, in the public places, because like everybody has a place and everybody has a role and everybody can do something, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like they've been there at all times. That Michael's been doing his thing, and Terry and Jerry's been doing their thing, and so it's like, have we allowed everybody to get us to the point to where we ain't gonna say nothing or do nothing? So it's not really about me. It's more or less like, we trying to seek justice for Cello. We doing everything that we can, everything that we gotta do. And I appreciate I appreciate everything, man.
There's a lot of love, man. A lot of love out there, man. I also I want to mention as well, because I went heavy last episode, but Shamir and Shamel, constantly coming up, and Shamir is the warrior. And she comes up and she says business. And Shamel has a different approach, and she's still very delicate and very emotional, but extremely polite and kind, and very choosy with her words. And um, you know, I don't know how much longer she can do this, because it's painful, and I know she's hurting. And Shamir comes up to comfort her every time, and I can appreciate seeing these two sisters together, man, and continuing to grind and do their thing while we fight for justice, for Cello. So, ladies, I see you, and I want y'all to know that the community sees you all as well, and much love to both sides of Cello's family. No one's left out here, especially the kids. Um, to go through what everyone is going through is just it's heart wrenching, and we're gonna continue to fight and keep our foot on the neck of justice until justice is actually served. Um, County council meetings up next. You got the date and the time for that one?
County Council meeting is the 23rd. What's that, Tuesday?
Tuesday,
Yeah,
23rd,
Tuesday the 23rd.
6 o'clock, 6:30,
County Council started at 6.
6 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. City Council's at 6:30. Yeah, we're going to the County Council meeting. We're gonna go wherever we need to go. But like, so
Yeah.
I want to go to the City Council meeting though. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. that was like that was a little nerve wracking for real because
Yeah.
again, like I said, it's people who like, oh, why don't you chill, you know, so on and so forth. And some of the stuff that I said, it was bold to say. Like again, we putting it out there. You know what I mean? At this point, it's more or less like the message was and has been like you ruffling feathers, and that's not the way that we do things around here. So I believe that the expectation of me as a young black man in the city of Erie is to bow down to whoever
Mm-hmm.
used to be or whoever is or whoever's supposed to be the most powerful people here. So like, yeah, it took like I was sitting there pounding, and then like, listen,
Yeah.
the stare down. I don't know if you want to call it a stare down or what, but like the eye exchange from me and Mel, and then
Yeah.
the eye exchange from me and Mo. Because when I'm like, you with that purple and gold on up there, like, you know, you up here representing the Erie Royals, and it's a
Yeah.
young lady from Academy. She's saying she plays sports, so she will wear that same purple and gold. How could she give more words than you? But
Mm.
like, so it's to the point now to where I want more people to be speaking up and saying something. And I'm not gonna stop. Like I said, I'm
No.
not intimidated or I'm not afraid. But it's just like, yo, where the grown ups at? You know what I mean? Like, where
Yeah.
the people who can say something, who can say something and put it on the line. We're not asking anybody to risk their freedom. You're not asking anybody to risk their life, risk their livelihood or nothing like that. But for the people who have the time, have the voice, and have the ability to be able to come and speak at one of those meetings, like I would encourage you to do so, especially after a 16-year-old young lady came down there and did her thing. Like she showed me up. I'm like, if she talking like that, I don't know. I,
She did her thing, man.
yeah, she
She
definitely did.
she definitely stole the show, and like I said, when you look online at Erie News Now, you know she her interview has topped 60,000 views, man. So she's going viral, and if everyone could go on to Erie News Now, get her interview, go ahead and share it. Hashtag Justice for Cello, keep that rolling as well. This is going to be a great thing. Now, last
Hold on,
episode.
wait, before you go
Yeah.
to last, because I don't want you to close out too soon. We might have
No,
to.
I'm not. I'm not.
So, like, because like another thing that I wanted to say is because somebody asked me like, why do y'all always leave? You know what I mean? After y'all talk, like they make comments, but y'all don't be there.
Hmm.
So, like, I think I've instructed people to leave maybe once or twice, but because the reason why I do it is because we've asked them to come speak to us, and what I don't want it to be is in a room where we talk, they listen, take all the notes of what they want to say, then they talk back to us, and then there's no dialogue or there's no conversation. So I don't want anybody to be like, "Oh, y'all just rude," and if y'all would stay there and wait, they would tell you like, "Nah, I leave the room," and I feel like other people leave the room is because we want them to come to a place in a space where we can have a conversation, we can ask questions, we can exchange wits, we can exchange ideas, we can figure out at least what we can be doing to move forward so things like this never happen again. So we
Right.
don't have to hold them hostage in the city hall for 2, 3, 4 hours. So like I need everybody to understand that and recognize that as well. Like when it's time to, get up and leave, or when I get up and leave, that's why I leave. Because what I'm not gonna do is allow somebody to say something to me or about me, and if I respond to, I'm held out of order.
Also, just piggybacking on this, we talked about this last episode, and I want you to break this down again for everybody, Deontay. The way that you spoke about our request to have a town hall meeting so that we can communicate openly with these elected officials, and I'm talking Erie County Council, Erie City Council. You mentioned the school board as well. Can you run it back again how this plan could work for
Right.
us to be able to do this? Okay.
So when they had the first town hall meeting, when the ICE were coming in here and they were picking people up, they had one. I asked, can we have something similar? Rock Copeland said if more than three members are there, it will be pretty much like official business meeting, so they can't do more than three.
Right.
So there are 7 county council people. There are 7 city council people. There are 7 school board people. That is 21. People who oversee these authorities or who the people who are work alongside of them, the legislative body or whatever, however it goes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a county executive, there's a mayor, and there's a superintendent of school, which is 3. That's 24.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can have a representative from all of those bodies, 2 from each body on a rotation to where they're running town hall meetings in the community, to where they're talking to the concerns of the citizens from the county level to the city level to the school level, maybe we can learn to trust and build, and then it'll be up to them to go back with those conversations because they are the elected officials to come up with some type of you know what I mean, some type of game plan for us because we're willing to be involved, we're willing to brainstorm ideas, but it's not our job to figure it out. And there are people who ran to figure it out to solve our problems, and there are people who got themselves involved with politics because they said they wanted to help people. So again, if we can get all of our electeds and then the mayor, you know what I mean, to get in one room, put them in one room, even if it's 6 of them at a time, and then they have a meeting to where it's a rotation. So the same people might not make it. You know what I mean? You won't get the same elected official to come every single time, and you won't get the same citizens. And then it'll be up to them to have a Erie City, Erie County, Erie School Review Board. I mean, even get Mill Creek involved. At this point, we all must come together. Having these conversations, you know what I mean, and doing that type of stuff. And then on top of that, like, once they do that, then they can figure out after these meetings, and we have these meetings, and the citizens are coming to speak. Now they can identify, okay, these are some of the people who we can put on citizen boards or appoint them to different authorities and figures, you know what I mean? Because it's like, we can put them on the citizen review board. Let me turn this thing on. We can put them on the citizen review board for the police. We can put them on the citizen review board for the school, for the county probation. We can start back PTOs. We can have a review board or a city organization for the parks and recreation. So it's more or less like, how do we figure out how to get our elected officials to start talking to one another in the inner workings of their jobs to benefit our community? Like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's not that difficult. And then they'll be able to survey more people who live here, and they'll be able to speak to different interests, because I might not like one of the electeds, but somebody else may. So I know I ain't going to this one at this place, but I'm going to go to the other one where this one is there, and I'm going to share my ideas. And then all of them who work together. So again, like, I'm not really sure why or how it's that difficult, but something needs to happen or something should happen. And then, like I said, Malcolm, he brought up a very valid point when he said, like, the citizen review board for the police, because like, you see what's going on.
Yeah, it's needed. I mean, in the 78 days, there have been other instances that are concerning law enforcement and Erie citizens. You know, it's a mess. Something needs fixed, and we need to discuss. And they really need to hear where we're coming from and understand where we're coming from. And to be honest with you, some of the police need to get back to the street beats. What I mean, back in the day, I remember cops walking the streets, not even in the cruisers, but walking the neighborhoods and meeting the people and talking to the people and stuff and building relationships. That's where it all comes from. You know, if you have a good relationship with the community, you know, you're not gonna take 12 seconds to get out of a vehicle and just start shooting. That stuff don't happen at that point. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that needs to be done, and a lot that can be resolved by everyone coming together and getting on the same page. And that's I think your layout of this is brilliant, and we got to make it happen. I wanted you to put that out and lay it out again for those that are interested in participating and trying to put this together. But you got to have a plan in order to start it, man. And you got the plan down packed. And we just got to put it in motion now, right?
Right, absolutely. And everybody needs to understand that they can have an impact in this, and they matter, because this is a Erie thing, Erie City, Erie County. Like, this is affecting and impacting us all, whether we want to believe it or not. Like, I was in a seminar today with at the Jefferson, and it was the former president of Kosovo, and like, she was telling some stories. And like, they was like, we never thought it would happen to us until it happened to us. You know what I mean? And it comes to a time where you gotta do something or say something, and like, everybody needs to get involved until everybody's involved, because it's insulting. It's insulting for them to sit there and wait until the end of the meeting to want to say, and they know we're gonna leave, so now they want to have their highlights because they know everybody watching the the video, and then now it's getting to the point now to where, like, it's election time, you know. So you
Mm.
got people who or everybody trying to everybody get people to vote red instead. So like you would think for the people who are Democrats and who are running that they would be a little bit more active because this is a perfect opportunity for people to still vote. And I'm not saying like I'm not encouraging it. I'm not disencouraging it if that's a
Mm.
word, but you
It
would
is
think
now.
at this point in time, you would think at this point in time, like people would be like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
I mean, it's time for us to kind of get a hold on things because we want these votes and we don't want the colors to flip. And everybody think that it can't happen here until it does because it happened, and that's how we in the state that we in now. So you would think like the elected officials, and even now to the point to the people who are starting to run, like it's time for them to start making a little bit more noise and getting a little bit more involved because things can get very interesting around here, man. And
Yeah. 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 Hey, we discussed this on Sunday night, last Sunday night, about starting our voter registration week. And we've kicked it off on Monday as day one. You and I have been posting about this every day. Today is day four of registration week. If you visit my Facebook page, Craig Woodard Sr., or Deontay Cooley's Facebook page, you will either see a link or even a QR code that you can scan to go and register to vote. When we talk about the change that's needed, the change that Deanna was talking about, all of this is reciprocal. It all is, man, and we have to be able to increase the number of voters that are registered to vote in order to affect the change of the people that we have in the seats. So, with today being day four, I've gotten a lot of pretty good feedback from some people, some inboxes from people, and I know we've had some type of an impact this week by us pushing it. And tomorrow is day five of voter registration week. So please go on and register to vote. Um, your 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 voice is not heard unless you vote, and you can't vote unless you're registered. So this all goes hand in hand. Have you gotten some pretty decent feedback and people talking to you, whether it's through social media or in the streets, about, hey man, I registered to vote. Thanks, I appreciate it. I've gotten a few people that have said that already to
yeah, I've
me.
seen it in the comments. I've seen
Yeah,
people say like, I normally don't register to vote, but I'm gonna vote now because this is important. So it is becoming a thing, and people are like open to doing it, which is great, which is fantastic. We need to continue to push that out there
yeah,
because it's important. What we don't want it to be, or what we don't want it to look like, is we look like liars or we look like fools. You know what I mean? And then get them the opportunity to continue to laugh in our faces even more because like
right.
we have to, and we got to pick our candidates, man.
Yeah,
Like we can't just be picking people because they're Democrat or because they're Republican or because like we need to know who these people are and we need to be talking to them. We need to be asking them what they're gonna do for us because like the young lady said, I'm pretty sure when they were running, they all said they wanted peace and all of that, and then now
yeah,
you get there and you sit there and do nothing.
yeah,
So we need to be mindful of the people we're befriending,
yeah.
um, and what they represent. Just because they blue or they red, don't mean they like within our best interest, man. And
Hmm.
excuse me. So like, cause I like the meeting as I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking and thinking back on the meeting yesterday and all the information that came from it and the things that I observed. Like it's getting to the point now to where it's people coming down there and they speaking real true concerns other than just lock him up, lock him
Hmm.
up, lock him up. It's people now like, yo, our city has been like this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The police are antagonizing us. The young lady she's not feeling safe at school.
Yeah.
Um, and then even the people who come and speak their own concerns. Like I'm pretty sure it's some people who want to come down there and speak about their trash. You know what I mean? I'm
Yes.
pretty sure some people that want to come down there and talk about but they don't want to feel like they insensitive to what we have going on. So like, I don't want to discourage anybody from coming down there and make them feel like every city hall or every county council meeting or city council meeting is solely for Justice for Cello. We
Right.
want that joint to be filled, and we want those people to feel the pressure of
Yeah.
change. Got to happen for somebody somewhere because these people is on our ass. Because
Right.
one thing I will say about that is I've sat down there when there were people who they expressed their concerns about things that I thought weren't that big of a deal. Like if you should be able like alternate parking. Like there's
Yeah.
certain neighborhoods in certain areas to where like, yeah, we don't do that here. And when it's
Yeah.
snow, they're gonna plow our streets. You know what I mean? When we live on the 24th Street, 23rd Street, we just gonna get on the internet and say, hey, hey, hey. And it's the
Mhm.
people who sit on city council who are responsible for that. You know what I
Right.
mean? But those people who live in those areas, they know how to come down there and articulate their words and know how to come scream their demands. And
Hmm.
they let those people know, I voted for you. I
Right.
came to your event and this is how you're gonna do me. And I guarantee you the streets is cleared. I guarantee you ain't no alternate parking going on over there. So that's how we need to come because like it's man, what's so what's it, they benefit from us being poor and they
Mhm.
benefit from us being ignorant and they
Yep.
benefit from us being uneducated. That's what it boils down to. Republican, Democrat, whatever the case may be.
Right.
And then we get brainwashed with the status quo information to think certain people are our leaders. Like, bro, they eat off of us. Like they
Right.
eat off of us right now. They eating off of us coming down there because somebody behind the scenes is like, there's funds available for those people who are crying and who are screaming. Like, and they get to the point where we need to start waking up and realizing that. And that's the most disheartening thing about it to me.
Hmm.
Like when you see people encourage the behaviors of our leaders in the community, and then you
Right.
see people get upset when I talk the way that I talk about our leaders. It's like either y'all, and then ain't nobody eating. Like, hey,
Hmm.
listen, bro. I wish I could find a book and just pull it right now. But like, ain't nobody really eating as far as like for them to even be condoning that type of behavior.
Right.
You feel me? Like, how is it that everybody is saying, "Oh, well, leave them alone or let them do them," and you ain't eating either?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like our city is poor. It's people who live in the city of Erie who are poor, who
Yep.
are ignorant, and who don't know how to fend for themselves. And we give so much praise to the people who sit in those positions of power and sit in those positions of authority. And when somebody goes to criticize them or say something about them, it's like, don't talk about them because they love God or they praise God or here it go. They
Got it.
praise God or whatever the case may be. Here's the book I'm looking for.
There we go.
Leaders eat last. Like, you know what?
Leaders eat
I'm about to
last.
put this with my Bible. And this is
Yeah.
gonna be the next two books that I keep a book on me.
I
But
know you do. I know
I'm a
you do.
nerd, man.
Yes,
But yeah,
sir.
like, so I don't understand that like people condone that behavior and don't even realize like the people who've been eating off of us for so long, they don't even feed us.
Right.
They don't even feed us. So it's like, how can you condone these behaviors? Like, even if we talk about the Spoons League, bro,
Hmm.
like how many people can we say play professional basketball from Erie for us to be like, you know what I mean? We got a few NFLers,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We
mean,
got
some
to.
baseball players, but like, how many dudes that went D1? And there are some dudes
Yeah.
who went D1. There are some guys who went overseas. So I'm not trying to discredit that. But
Right.
we talk about all of the things that certain people do in our community and how we need to give them grace. It's like, yo, they've been beating us up our side of our heads because I went, through some of them after school programs. Like, ain't nobody made me no wealthy man, or ain't nobody helped me or pushed me or encouraged me. And
Yeah.
it's interesting that these people are reaching out to me now. But where
Hmm.
was they in February when I announced that I was running?
Right.
Where was they at when they had people and followers that they could be like, hey, vote for this young brother. He's the man. You know what I mean? So again, it's like, why do we condone or allow these people to hold these positions over top of us and act like we can't question them or hold them accountable when they not feeding us? Like, ain't nobody who's screaming, leave these folks alone is truly eating like how they eating.
Right.
Like somebody told me they went to the church and you hear about all of the great things and all of the buildings that's over there and how the congregation is being built up. But answer me this: like, who from any program of Mel Witherspoon has become the great next amazing? Who's the next Mel Witherspoon? Like, who is he breeding? Who is his mentee? You know what I
Right.
mean? Do you think about Bishop Brock and all of these great things that they got, at this church and all of this organization? It's like, okay, who's next? Like, who benefits from that other than them? So, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, how are you truly having an impact on the community if you just doing things and you aren't helping people? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that to me,
Yeah.
that's what servant leadership is, and that's how you build people. So if you're going to continue to benefit off poor people, you're going to continue to benefit off ignorant people, and you will continue to not show people how to be somebody, then I can't condone that because They could have easily taught people how to be them.
Right.
They could have easily taught people how to get the exact same benefits as them. They could have helped people start programs. They are connected in the rooms. They go have those lunches at the Erie Club and the Yacht Club and Tom Hagen and Tim the Castros. Like they in them rooms. Who else is they pulling in them rooms? And like there are people who pulled me in them rooms. I've been in those rooms and seen some of those guys, and they had no young folks with them. They've
Right.
had no mentees with them. It's just been them in there trying to make friends with the next up and comers so they can continue to get what they've been getting for them. And I would love to stand corrected. So this isn't a bash anybody thing. I would love for somebody to correct me, and I'll have a public conversation with them guys, or we can do it at city council, or we can do it on Etcetera with the Wooders, or we can go Facebook Live.
Yeah.
And we ain't finna have no behind the door, closed doors conversation. Deontay, be quiet. I would
Yeah.
love for those guys to prove me wrong, not about the things that they've built,
Mm-hmm.
or not about the money that they've brought in, or the establishment they built up, but I would love to know the people that they've impacted. And when I say people that they impacted, I don't mean fed them for a day or for a week. I mean people that they've impacted who can truly say, I now have X, Y, and Z because I was led by A, B, and C.
Right.
And this is how I'm impacting people, and this is how I'm building people. And a lot of people, I don't know if they realize this or not, or picked up on this or not. That's why we don't bother Andre Horton when we come to those meetings. Well, at least that's why I don't bother him. Like
Right.
me and Dre already know what it is, and Dre like I said before, I called Dre out in the crowd on the phone, and Dre out, and he picked up. He answered the phone whenever I call him. You know what I mean? We text message, we shoot. So Dre know how I feel. He know how I'm coming. He sat there for 12 years, so he understands. So even when he be saying his little slide stuff, it's like that's the OG. You got to let him slide with that. Like
Absolutely.
even when I don't like it, but outside of that, when you thinking about these dudes, like they've been benefiting off of our community for years.
Yeah.
And like, who else has a Corvette that goes to that church that can say that they got it through the grace of God because they was built by their pastor and their organization? Like, who else can say, you know what I mean? Like, this is what's crazy. Like, Britton Davis reached out to me to appoint me to a board, right? Before anybody else who served that looks like me, any man, woman, or anything like that, he legitimately like, yo, I see what you're doing. So you got a real estate license. There's a seat. There's a position on the Erie County Housing Authority board. Like, if you're interested, send me your resume. Nobody encouraged me to do this. Like, I want to give you an opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because I see it, you speak truth to power, whatever the case may be. And I know a lot of people ain't going to like that because I said, hell yeah, send my resume. And I sent him a message. Make sure you know who I am. And I want to make sure you know who you is because I can't be bought. But, like, why aren't people who are serving our people stepping up? Like, they've been taking advantage of us. They've been using God, and they've been using community to bleed and drain our community and get money off of our numbers and off of our data. And then when we say something, we tripping because they've been here for so long. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't about, bro. It's not about, I don't care about, I'm not disrespecting God, bro. I got my Bible. I got one in front of me and two behind me. I'm not disrespecting my elders, bro. I'm an elder now at this point. Like,
absolutely.
I know people who are suffering.
Yep.
I know people who are looking for opportunities, and I know that they have all of those opportunities. They have all of those connections. They have all of those resources to give people, not people who don't want it, or not people who don't have the credentials for. I'm not saying just open the door for everybody, but there's a population of people who are willing to put forth the effort. There's a population of people who are willing to do the work. If they just open the door and stop gatekeeping. You understand what I'm saying? And we tired of that. So at this point, like I said, tell your people to leave me alone because I'm gaining people as well. And people are understanding and seeing where I'm coming from. And some people are starting to wake up to realize that, like, when you look at them 990s or those nonprofit organizations, you see where those little hundreds are dumped off, and those thousands or those twos and fews, or you see where some of those grants go, or you start checking some of them addresses, or you start seeing some of these new LLCs get named up, but you check the address, or you check the paper trail, or you read the minutes, or you see who comes to what meeting, what do they come for. Then you start to see and you start to realize and you start to wake up and realize, like, yo, we've been being brainwashed, and they've been using the church, they've been using the community center, and they've been using God, and they've been using our women, bro. And that's a whole other subject for a whole other day when it comes to that, because I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
But That's my thinking, and I'm not saying that every pastor is bad and every church, because I love me some Daryl Cook, man. I go to Daryl Cook and rock with him. So this is not a shot at or a stab at every pastor or even every community leader or every elected official, but based on us as a people, as a community, as a
Yeah.
village, as we supposed to been, we ain't been getting loved on. Like even we talk about sports and I know I'm just going on a tangent now, but like we've had more people go to the NFL than anywhere else. But look
Yeah.
at the Roger Young field.
Yeah.
Look at the
Yeah.
football field. Like they put poles up so people can park down. Like it was never really no violence. People was over there barbecuing, having a
Yeah.
good time. We turned it up.
Yeah.
They try to stop us from parking down there, but Spoons get a new court and a fence and bleachers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and listen, you know I'm a sports guy, so I had to go back in my mental Rolodex to pull out these names. I got three definites that have played pro ball, and I might be missing one or two. But going back pre Mel Witherspoon or Spoons League, you had the originator Essie Hollis, right? So you had Essie. You also had Justin Schaus by way of McDowell and Mercyhurst University. He played overseas. Also, Julian Blanks played overseas as well. I'm not sure where David Morris is right now, but he need to be playing pro ball if he's not. And I can't think of any other ones. So you're absolutely 100% right. The city has produced a lot more NFL athletes than in the NBA, and to have a connection to say, okay, I'm mentoring this person to take over for me. That's something that we definitely need in all realms of business in
And the
Erie.
thing is, also too, is that
Mhm.
person should have to have credentials and some type of skill set, like the nepotism that
Yes.
we've been experiencing, that how they've been putting on us. Like
Yeah.
we don't want if, and I'm all for it if the person is qualified, but you can't
Correct.
just be passing the torch to anybody because you want to stay involved, and that's what we're seeing a lot of right now.
Yeah.
That's why they want Mo Troop to stay in there. That's
Yeah.
why Ed Brzezinski tried to run for 2 seats to try to bump Chuck out and try to, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because if they can keep their people in and they can stay relevant, like that's the name of the game. And it's like it get to the point to where somebody got to expose it. And I know I'm putting a lot on the line, so I'm gonna catch some heat. Like I said, I'm not intimidated, I'm not worried, but like
No.
this is the information that we need to know. And then it's up to you, anybody who's listening, to
Mhm.
research it for themselves. Again, I would
Absolutely.
love to be wrong. I would love to stand corrected. But like I said, you check them 990s,
Yeah.
check them donations. You know what I mean? You check the minutes of the city council meeting, and you'll see why people move the way that they move. And then hopefully people will start waking up. So like when we go to church, we're going to church to praise God, and we're not going to church because it's the most popular church, or because the pastor got the nicest car, or because whatever the case may be. Because like what I'm telling you is everything that glitter ain't gold.
Hmm.
And it get to a point to where you get tired of it, and then somebody has to at least be the first person to say something. And like I said, I was having a conversation with somebody. It's more than just me talking. Like I have an actual plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been connecting, and we having our men building men meeting coming up as well. So like it's a lot of different things going on. By no means am I just running my mouth, and by no means am I just talking solely for myself, not being selfish with my speech or my conversation. Like it's a lot of people who are involved in the things that I'm talking about. It's a lot of
Yeah.
people who understand what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. So the movement is not just me.
Yeah. Hey, right before we wrap up here, I did want to mention I did see Michelle Dovashaw said that she got 8 people to register to vote herself, which I think is awesome. I want to give final props to Deanna Chatfield, our young princess that stole the show at the city council, who is going to bless us with her presence on episode 34 of Etcetera with the Woodards this Sunday night at 8:15. We'll have that for you as well. D, any parting words?
Listen, man, you tell me parting words, we'll be on the joint for another half hour. I just appreciate everybody for tuning in, chiming in. Deanna, great job. You did amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going. Again, the county council meeting is Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Make sure if y'all can make it, be there. If not, watch the live stream. We can't take our cell phones in there. But yeah, justice doesn't just mean an arrest. We
Mhm.
want change. You know what I mean? We want to see things happen. We want more opportunities for us within the Erie community. So we're gonna continue to keep going hard, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, just keep watching, keep sharing, keep telling your friends, all that good stuff, so we can continue to make as much noise as we possibly can.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, D, for all the comments, man. The experience of everybody. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to episode 33 of Etcetera with the Woodards. This is day 78 that we have been fighting for justice for Cello, and we are going to be back on Sunday night at 8:15 with our special guest Deanna Chatfield, who's going to join us. So please follow us at our YouTube channel, Etcetera with the Woodards. You can check us out on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe, share, like, make some comments. Let's make some noise and let's keep fighting for justice for Cello. For Deontay Cooley, I'm Craig Woodard Sr. Thank you and have a good night.